Hello YouTube friends, in this video I'm going to show you how to solve a typical C2 Edexcel maths problem. Okay, so in this problem we have an irregular triangle which hasn't been drawn to scale, and we've been asked to find the angle X and also its area. Now in this demonstration I'm going to be showing you exactly how to solve this problem. Now to solve this problem there are going to be two essential bits of information that we need to know, plus we must also pay attention to the information we've been given on the triangle. Now the first piece of information that we need to know is what the formula is for the area of an irregular triangle. Now I've written this down above. This formula can be area equals half BC times sine A, half AC times sine B, or half AB times sine C. Whichever of these formulas will do. Now the small letters will be equivalent to the lengths, and the big letters will be equivalent to the angles. Now the second piece of information we need to know is the sine rule. This sine rule can be used to find lengths and also angles. The sine rule goes like this: sine A over A is equal to sine B over B, or sine C over C. Once again, any of these formulas will do. You can go sine A over A equals sine C over C, and you can also say sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. These formulas all work. Okay, now that we've downloaded these two pieces of essential information into our brains, let's have a look at the triangle to the left. We have a lot of information here. Now in order to solve the problem, we will have to name properties of this triangle, and we will use the variables A, B and C. Okay, so the first problem we are going to solve is the problem of X. We are going to find X. Now in order to find X, we will need to use the variables A and B. Let me show you how. I'm going to call this angle where we see 80 degrees A. That is big A. Okay? And on the side opposite to it, where we have the length 6 centimeters, I'm going to give it the property small a. Now where we have the angle X, I'm going to give it the property big B, okay? And opposite to the angle X, where we have the length 5 centimeters, I'm going to leave the property B. Now to find X, we are going to use the sine rule using the variables that we've just described. Okay, so let's get down to business. I'm just going to select the black color over here, and we are going to use this formula over here to find X, okay? Big A is equal to 80 degrees. So we know that on the left hand side of this equation we have sine 80 degrees, and that is going to be over small a, which is 6. Okay, we don't have to put centimeters there for the time being. And this is going to be equal to sine B. Big B is obviously X, so we'll keep sine B up here, and this is going to be over small b, which is 5 centimeters. So we just leave 5 over here. Now because we're finding X, essentially we are finding big B. Now to find big B, we will need to multiply both sides of this equation by 5 to leave sine B isolated. So let's do this. So we're going to multiply this side of this equation by 5, and we're going to do the same over here. Okay? If we do this, we're left with sine B is equal to 5 times sine 80 degrees over 6. Now I'm going to show you what you need to do next in order to find B on its own, which is actually equal to x. Okay, now that we have sine B on its own, we are going to have to take the arcsine of this value over here in order to get B on its own, which is equal to x. Now the arcsine symbol is going to look like this on your calculator, and you are going to get the arcsine of this over here. Make sure your calculator is in degree mode because we are dealing with degrees. So B is going to be equal to arcsine 5 times sine 80 over 6, okay, in brackets. Now I'm going to perform this calculation on my calculator. Now my result is B equals 55.15 to 2 decimal places. This is going to mean that x is equal to 55.15. Okay, so x degrees is equal to 55.15 degrees to 2 decimal places. Okay, so we've solved the first part of our problem. Now we need to move on to the second part. We need to find the area of this triangle. Now, in order to find the area of this triangle, we are going to use the equation or formula half AB times sine C. Okay? However, under the current circumstances, we only know the value of small a and small b. We do not know the value of big C. And this is where the value of x is going to come into play. Okay, so let's have a look at our triangle again, because we will need to add a new property to it, and that property will be angle C. This is because we've already got the angles A and B, so the remaining angle on this triangle is going to be called C. Okay, this angle C up here is going to form part of this equation or formula over here. Alright, and angle C can be found by subtracting x and 80 degrees from 180 degrees, because in 2 dimensions the angles of a triangle all add up to 180 degrees. So to get C, all we have to do is subtract x and 80 degrees from 180 degrees, and we are going to do just that. Okay, so let's find C. C is going to be equal to 180 degrees minus x degrees minus 80 degrees. Okay, and this is going to be equal to 180 degrees minus 55.15 degrees minus 80 degrees. And we can calculate this on our calculators. So what I ended up getting is C is equal to 44.85 degrees to 2 decimal places. Now this C over here is going to be plugged in to this equation up here so that we can find the area of the triangle. Okay, so we know that the area of this triangle, let me just create a section over here. We know that the area of this triangle is equal to half AB times sine C. We have the value of A, and that is equal to 6. We have the value of B, and that is equal to 5. And we have the value of C, which is equal to 44.85. Okay, so we're almost done. All we have to do is plug these values over here into this equation over here to get the area of the triangle. So let's do this. Okay, so we get area is equal to half times 6 times 5 times sine 44.85 degrees. Okay, and this is equal to 30 over 2 times sine 44.85 degrees, which is equal to 15 times sine 44.85 degrees. Okay, and we just plug this into our calculator in order to get the area of the triangle. Okay, my result is area is equal to 10.58 to 2 decimal places. Okay, and this will mean that the area is equal to 10.58 to 2 decimal places centimeter squared. Okay, do not forget about this, because we are dealing with a two-dimensional object. Anyway, we've completed the problems, and we have the value of x and also the area of the triangle. If you like my work, be sure to follow me on Instagram. The link is below this video. Stay subscribed to me on YouTube. And if you'd like to donate, there's a link for donations below this video. Thank you very much for watching.